Hello. Hi, Sync Master. How you doing, mate? Wait, our phone is on. There we go. I think I've got the door shut. Oh, just sat down with a fresh coffee. Ready to go. Let's get that on there. How the hell are you? Hi, Sue Falls Gamer. Hi, Chicken Sandwich. How's it going, brother? Ois to the ois. I'm alright, mate. I've not had a huge amount of sleep last night, but I'm getting on. I've had a strong coffee. I've had a big breakfast. And baby is currently sleeping in, well, wife sleeping, baby sleeping. So, we've got some peace and quiet at the minute. So, yeah, welcome. I've passed the veil. I am now a dad. Been very excited to talk to you guys about it all. It's all been a bit crazy, a little bit crazy. And it's also going to be nice to actually paint some fucking models, I'll tell you. Barely been able to do anything last 5 weeks, really, because of renovating the house and all of that jazz. So it's just been a bit of a mad one. But I feel like, not necessarily found a pattern, but we've kind of got a bit more used to things. Like, we'll have to try and keep it down today. No worries. No worries. You do what you want to do, mate. You do what you want to do. I'm just going to get cracking with this happy chappy. I've not actually attached him to his base, to the chariot, because I want to paint them separately. But this is the one-page rules. Tomb Kings, well, mummified undead. Let's try and get some better focus for you all. There you go. So there's actually quite a lot of detail on it. It's nice. Look who's finally back. Hey, Mini Matty, how's it going, brother? While you immediately remind me, we're going to be doing a podcast filming tomorrow night as well. I have managed to book it in with the missus. Matty's is free, and the stars have aligned. And we will also be getting a special guest, Brush Liquor, as well on that podcast episode. So I'm quite excited to get cracking with that one. So it's going to be an interesting topic. And we're going to be covering a lot of stuff around painting classes, ones that we've attended, potentially looking into talking about our experiences teaching classes, because I think all three of us have taught and tutored before as well. So it should be quite an interesting chat. So look forward to that, guys. I'll post about that, but I think it'll be Thursday night, Thursday evening when we get into that one, probably around 7 p.m. UK time. So yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to get into paint this guy. I don't know if I even need to use the paint handle. I might just stick the Tomb King himself onto this little bit of putty here, and then I'll just manhandle the chariot base. It's on a 3D printed base. Hi Monblum, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, we're just gonna have a little bit of fun today. Get our sort of legs back under us, the old streaming thing. Baby is very good. Yeah, she is currently sleeping, thankfully. We had a bit of a rough night last night. I don't know, it seems to be like every other night is an interesting night, you know? Like, it's not every night. Sometimes we get a reasonable night where we've only got maybe 2 or 3 wake-ups. But like last night was like a lot of wake-ups. She just wasn't going down. So I think I'm probably operating on about 3 hours sleep right now. And that's because like we got up and then we like fed her and did everything we needed to do, and then she slept from like 7 a.m. till now, really. Oh no, she's had another feed between then. So I slept probably from about 7:30 till 9:30ish. So that was nice. Yeah, every night's an adventure. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm good, man. Fighting the last remnants of COVID. 2 weeks. Oh my god. Started working today again too. Congrats, bro. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you. Oh, COVID sucks. You sure it was COVID and not like the neurovirus or something? Been kicking a few people's asses lately. How's the music volumes and all that jazz? Like, I've not really touched anything. It's kind of like quiet in my ears, so I don't know if it's like quiet on the stream. But we're just kind of chilled today a little bit. Could have been that. Did you have like, no, to go into personal stuff, you don't hear any music? Okay. I can see music being picked up by the mixer. Let me just test to see if that... Quite low. Is that alright? I've just turned it up a little bit. A little bit of background synthy stuff on at the minute. That's good. Yeah, I've not like... Thing is, with all your streaming business, you get all your sound options in different ways, and you know, remember it was always relatively complicated. I think I probably overcomplicated it. You did some self-tests and they all turned out negative, so it's probably something else then. Well, who knows? Could be that if you had a tummy bug as well. People were saying the neurovirus is like quite nasty on the tummy, so not so good. New variant goes around which the self-test rarely pick up. Yeah, it's just gonna forever mutate now. I'm just gonna whack some paints down at the minute. Did you manage to get any painting done at all? We've all seen Mini Matties has finished his scale model challenge entry, which is in the Discord currently, so if you do want to check that out, please do so. Did I finish the massive bone? This is where the bone boy is up to, actually. So we actually haven't finished him because I need to do his base. And I think there was maybe a couple of little touch-ups to do. Yeah, I think we could probably do some highlighting on this like rope belt thing to make it actually look like a rope belt. So we'll probably do that. And I need to do the pattern on that side of the hammer as well. So there's a couple of bits to do. To be honest, I completely forgot about him. I think I'm going to just jump in with this Tomb King, because I'm actually running a fantasy sort of league with some people who are into Old World. So it was through a mate. If you remember, you guys remember Quill at all? He basically like asked me if I wanted to join in. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Yeah. I paint some chibi models in the meantime to prep for TwitchCon. Oh, nice, dude. Are you going to that as well? Or it's TwitchCon this year? Need to get back onto the nights because you found some errors. No. It's one of those things where it's how long's a piece of string, mate, because you just keep looking at it and finding bits and tweaking it and finding bits and tweaking it until you find no more bits. In the Netherlands, Rotterdam, so you've got a place in the Artist Alley. Lovely, mate. That's awesome. It's pretty good that that's right on your doorstep, right? Two things I picked up. This is the official GW Tomb King because I managed to get myself the giant dragon. Oh, I just dropped, but I'll just zoom out for a second. So this is the dragon, and I managed to pick him up for £30, and I am blown away by it. Like, I've actually not bought a Games Workshop kit for a number of years now, just because, you know, you get given stuff by the store or I've paid commissions or whatever. I've not really been that bothered by GW games for a while. Plus I've got loads of stuff already. It's one of those. But with Old World, like, that sort of get me back into it. And this kit was a very tempting steal when I saw that my mate was selling, because he bought the box set, the big box, and he didn't want to paint them. So I was like, all right, if he's selling them on eBay as like an open box, then I'll take the dragon. I'm not interested in any of the other stuff. So I got a pretty good deal at 30 quid on this guy. And the Tomb King, it comes like, I think you only get this set of legs. So you get this set of legs for the Tomb King, and then an upper torso. But he didn't send me the Lich option, which would have actually been quite nice to have, the Lich option, because I probably would have kit bashed something. But it kind of like stands there like that on the top of the dragon with his hand like over there, and it's such a nice model, honestly. Like the sheer level of detail, like the facial expressions. I'm really excited to paint this guy up. I'm not going to paint him up just yet, like I say, because I'm running a slow grow league. So I've got a 1250 points game, or 1500 bucks. I have to double check that. It might even be 1k. It's like 1k, then 1250 points, 1500 points, and it's like building you up basically, so you have a fully painted army as you go. That's kind of the plan. So I'm going to be this Tomb King on Chariot. He's going to be my like lord for the 1000 points game. And then eventually, when we work our way up to 2000, 2500 points, we're allowed to have dragons because they're quite powerful. So I'll be bringing him out, hopefully fully painted at that stage, which is going to be in a couple of months. But as you can see, I used the AK Interactive like basing grit this time, and then mixed in some like sand on top of that. This rock comes, this is a tactical rock that the dragon brings around with him. So this escorts the dragon everywhere, and I've placed some tactical cacti. So I've got a little cacti group there of I think what 4 cacti there in the corner. Wait a minute, Esmeralda. Hello Chuck, how are you? Thank you very much for the raid, Esme. How are you doing? It's my first stream back following my newborn child, so we are a little bit rusty, shall we say, and a little bit sleep deprived. How are you guys? Welcome in. Thank you for bringing everybody over here. Honestly, that's really nice of you. I'm just getting back into things. How are you still awake? I don't know. I just said to my guy, Squid, I think he has a new baby. Yes, I do have a new baby. There is a picture in the Discord. I'm not going to put the picture up on the stream for obvious reasons. But Esme, if you do want to have a look in the Discord, she is posted in the announcements section on Discord. You can see a picture of her. And she's 3 weeks old now. Like, holy shit, that has gone really fast. Like, I feel like I've slept and woken up a couple of times. It's all sort of like blurred and blended into one. Does that make sense? Thank you, Vite. Hope you're well, dude, as well. We've seen you've checking what you're up to on Discord, playing some games and whatnot. I think you were playing a site. I don't know if you've been playing Helldivers, to be fair. I did play a bit of Helldivers when it came out, but I've not had a chance in a while, as you can imagine. Look, everybody's just joined us. If you want to post a whip picture up into the whip section, it has been a long time. It's been 5 weeks since we've done a Whip Wednesday post. So if you do want to join in, please post up your whips and we'll go over those a little bit later on. Well, Esme's literally just posted hers now, so I'm just going to jump straight into Discord and show you. 3 months? No, 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks. She's 3 weeks old. My God, that would have been quick, wouldn't it? It feels like. Does it feel like 3 months? Am I going slightly crazy? I think I might be. Let's open up the Discord. Boom. All right. What have we got here then, Esme? You want to talk us through what's going on with this? Just put mine in whips. I was at Salute, so bought some burrows and badgers. Okay. Is that a squirrel? I can't quite tell what animal it is. Is it a rabbit? It's a rabbit. It's got ears. Oh, right, okay. I just spotted the ears. For some reason, I was like, is that like a squirrel's tail, like coming over its head? And when you look closely at it, it's got like two little ears here. These are actually separate. That's really cute. There's a druidess, nice, with a massive like thorn, like rose staff. I like that. Did you get to demo burrows and badges while you were at Salute? Because it does look like a fun little game. I also got a hedgehog, a squirrel, and a mouse, and loads of Bushido. Yeah, calf loads of Bushido. Yeah, you're a Bushido menace, you. They remind me of the Red Wall book characters. Sea Falls, if you're in chat, mate, like spectacular. I don't know if anybody's seen this. This is a Tau. It's meant to be like a 3D printed Tau gunship with like a sort of Chinese dragon theme, I guess. Like, I think it looks really cool. Very nice from you both. Those of you who've posted the whip thus far. Matty's did post the whip, but I think he has done a finished one since then, so I'll just pull that one up. Oh, here we go. Seafalls. This is actually Seafalls' finished dragon gunship. I'm really loving, actually, with that yellow with the reds really popping. The super glowy sigils as well. Very cool. You've got two of them done nicely. Eternal Dynasty Dragon Bikes. That cool as fuck. We've got an Ogre Tyrant, Crocker Dundee from 6+ Save. I'm just going back a little bit here, chat, because obviously we've not done a whip showcase in a long time now, to be fair. It's been about 5 weeks since we've done a whip showcase, so there's quite a few bits going back. This is a really cool sculpt from 6+. I think he's been doing the 3D printed... oh, what was the brand that did these? Titan Forge. I think this is the Titan Forge brand. Winnie did the really disturbing egg thing. I'm just gonna skip this song. If Winnie's in chat, like, I put a love heart on this. Like, it's so disturbing. He posted this on Easter. Like, Winnie's like really getting into like sculpting and stuff like this, and he's been doing loads of sculpting. It's been really impressive, to be honest. Like, they've done an absolutely cracking job on everything that they've done, and then painted it, and it looks so creepy. Like, such a good job. Matty's more whips that he's been working on. So he was working on some chibi stuff, he said. Winnie's such a weirdo. Yeah, he loves it. So we've got a chibi. Is that the chainsaw? I don't know what that is. You'll have to explain what these are, Matty's. You have to explain. Obviously, this is no explanation needed for this. You've got like a massive Grogu chibi in the Mandalorian's gunship, which is very cool. I'm loving that. That's really cool. This is the chibi Darkest Dungeon miniature with some lovely OSL. That's fantastic, mate. I love a bit of that. Tell you what, I've been seeing recently is a lot of people using this AK interactive fluorescent paint. I don't know if anybody else has seen that. Like, I've not been tempted to buy paints for a while, and that looks really good. Like really, really vibrant fluorescent colours. This is very cool. So I actually really like both of these mini-mates. This is Sif from Dark Souls. So Sif is Artorias, so Artorias of the Abyss from Dark Souls 1 and 2. This is the wolf. This is Artorias' wolf. It's so cool. I have the AK fluorescent paints, Vitae. I struggle with the AK fluoro. I like the Liquitex one more. Okay, so you've got both of those. The bestest of girls. Mate, that's so cool. Can we get like a close-up sort of like ground level picture so we can see the front of this wolf chibi? Sorry guys in chat, can't really see what I'm showing you here. The one on the right, I think this is a Hollow Knight or Soul. Is it Soul Knight or something? The game. I actually don't think I've played Soul Knight or Hollow Knight. I think I know which one it is though. That's a really cool one. I like how dynamic that is with these two dueling. Hollow Knight, that's the one. Yeah, if you can get us another picture of this one, that'd be fab, because I'd love to see another little cheeky boy. Oh wow, everybody's coming out. Vite's been working on this happy chappy here. Is this like a Tomb King's? Oh, it's a Tomb King's High Priestess. Yes, with non-met gold. Lad, fair dues to you, mate. That's the Titan Forge. It looks really cool. I actually kind of dig it. I mean, I was looking at the Titan Forge stuff and I was like, do I want to get some of that? I might do down the line. I'm not sure I like the Bone Dragon though. That's the only thing about that line of 3D prints. I wasn't sold on that, but I do like this white and sort of turquoisey blue. It's very clean. Like it's a nice like clean combo, and then with that really dark non-met gold that you've gone for. Very spicy, mate. Very spicy. Haven't got very far, but building up from brown to orange. Okay, what have we got here? This is flipping chicken sandwich with his Black Order from Marvel Crisis Protocol. Honestly, mate, the last time I even looked at Crisis Protocol was when we had our game from on the tabletop simulator. Like I've not touched any of my Crisis Protocol since then, which is a shame, but it's just because Warhammer Old World's taken over my life. This is what's his name now? What's his name now? I can't think of his name. Deep Fried Johnny coming in with a resub there. Thanks, brother. Good afternoon. Just on the way to get the boy. Thought I'd pop in and say hello and throw out a sub. Thank you so much, mate, for using your Prime with little old me. That's very appreciated, dude. We've got a Chibi Ahsoka as well. Having a little go at this little cheeky stormtrooper here. Is that the Nom Nom one as well? It's very nice. Called Obsidian. All Nom Noms, yeah. I don't think I have some of these sculpts from the Nom Noms. Because I joined it a bit later on. I think I have the Ahsoka one somewhere. I need to update all my stuff. Like, I haven't updated my store or anything in, like, what feels like 3 weeks now. So, I'm a bit of a bad egg on that front, but you've only got so much time in the day, chat, and I'm trying to catch up with things a lot at the minute. I do have quite a large Eldar project that I need to start working on, which is a commission piece. I'm halfway, well, I've started painting another Karlach miniature for a client, which, to be honest, needs to get finished this week. So I was thinking, should I paint him up today? But I've decided I'm just going to treat myself to some Tomb Kings today, just to sort of get back into painting, because it's been a good hot minute since I've properly painted, chat. So let's get into it. And I've not even touched my SMC starter yet, mate. Not even touched it. So what I think I'm going to do on that front is probably finish the Neko Warrior, because she was already, like, I'd already put in time on her. So I think it probably would be best for me to just, like, work on her. Because there's quite a lot I want to do to her, because I think I've damaged it a little bit in a few places, to be fair. But I probably need to, like, tidy everything up and then push all the highlights. The swords need a lot of work. I feel like the skin, I want to change the skin a little bit as well. I'll zoom in a little bit. Then we'll probably go to the less bright mode on this lamp. Hey. There we go. Yeah, not that dim. Sorry, guys. I was dicking about with that. Yeah, I think I want to put more work into this and try and get this one finished before I start on the Gandalf. Just because I don't want to... I feel like I don't want to split my attention too much, and I feel like I could probably keep going with this and see where we go to. Like, there's quite a lot of stuff I want to tidy up on it. And then I want to start doing a load of freehand work and just, like, practicing freehand stuff, really. Like I say, it's been sat on my desk for a while, so it's accrued a little bit of dust and probably got a couple of chips or whatever that need tidying up again. But yeah, we'll work on this when we get a chance. I got like 60 plus of their chibi models. Jesus! Every time one of them's come out, you've got to hold up one of them. Also, I take back everything I said about not playing Old World. Played a demo game. Now I own 12 Bretonian Knights and 3 Pegasus Knights. Lol. Yes, lad. Old World all the way, mate. It's literally the best tabletop game out there right now. I mean, excluding like skirmish games. We'll exclude skirmish games from that. For like Bushido and stuff, because they have their place and they're also really good. Like Marvel Crisis Protocol, Starship Shatterpoint, all that really, really good games. But like in terms of like a large scale battle game, like I'm firmly of the opinion that Old World is where it's at. I really need to find time to do the Gandalf. Yeah. Oh, you've got the Gandalf printed as well. Because Gandalf is going to be like my main entry. Right, let's get some paint on. Let's start painting. We are. How long are we into? We're 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in. Not printed, but you got the files. Oh. All right, where to start with this happy chappy? So, this is the one-page rules. Tomb King sort of chariot. So, I'm thinking. I'm willing to buy into Old World, but I still think no new AOS or 40k armies foreseeable. Yeah, if you could repurpose any of your AOS armies into Old World, I think that's the way to go, because you can get a lot of like square base attachments. So you can get like these movement trays with round slots in them. For example, I know a couple of people who've done like the orcs and goblins stuff. Excuse me, and they've gone for like the new sort of goblins, and then like, you know, all the like the mangler squigs and all that sort of stuff, and they've just used those circle to square adapters, which are really good. Deep Fried Johnny, I have all of the Highlands of War files, all of the Galia stuff. All of the Galia stuff is currently up on my store as well. So you can get it on there, or we can arrange like a custom thing with you, mate, and I'll chuck you a bit of discount. That's not a problem. The movement tray adapters are fantastic. This is why I'm like really keen to start potentially doing, like maybe getting hold of one of those filament printers. Sorry guys, if my brain isn't fully functional still, just because I'm operating on very little sleep. I've had like 3 or 4 hours sleep tonight and successively not had a lot of sleep, so forgive me if my words go a bit awry today. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I've had like a big strong cup of tea and then a big strong coffee now, just before the stream, to like get myself in some sort of talky mood, you know. I'm planning on using the adapters for my Slaves to Darkness. Oh, mate, yes. Fancy a trebuchet or 2 for your birthday? Hell yeah, brother. I tell you what's been tempting me, because I actually have a small Bretonians army that I was using for Kings of War. I'm very tempted to like rebase all of that, because I had them on the Kings of War sort of display bases as they are, right? All my infantry was on that sort of stuff. So I think I might rebase everything, like rip it off the nice... I think it was a nice little diorama base, and I feel like I don't want to like destroy all that work, but at the same time, I've not played Kings of War ever. Like I think I had like... No, I've literally not played with that army. But that was my original Warhammer Fantasy army that I used to take around to tournaments and stuff back in the day. That cactus has just decided to come off. That's fine, we'll glue him back on later. And all of that Bretonian stuff is in my display cabinet downstairs. I've got about 20 painted Knights of the Realm. I've got 20 sort of peasantry infantry with shields, and 20 what I was trying to run them as like a heavier armor sort of unit. with like a mix of great weapons and shields. And they were like the Agincourt foot soldiers, so they're like 28mm scale. They're actually quite small if you compare them to like the new Games Workshop stuff. They're probably, yeah, they're definitely 28mm. So all of my cavalry are 28mm. So if I bought any of the new Games Workshop kit, because let's face it, the new Bretonnian stuff is so good. Like I'll be shocked if there aren't loads of people painting them up for the Golden Demon right this minute. I think we have maybe seen one or two. I haven't gone through all the Golden Demon entries, I'll be honest. I've not had the time. I think I might just one afternoon just go and sit and look through what everybody's been doing on Golden Demon and the Adepticon one. Because I bet there's been some seriously cool like freehand stuff and all sorts of craziness. That's fair, it was me. I just use a token to say something is dead rather than destroying a good multi-base. Yeah, that's the thing. But you kind of need to have the ability to take the models off because of the way that Old World works with like the unit getting diminished. It reduces the size that you're able to charge them on the flank and stuff. So it is kind of important, but I guess for like casual games, which is kind of all I'm playing at the minute, I don't think anybody would be asked. And let's kind of think how we want to do the rest of this here now. I think I might do like gold. I want, obviously there's quite a lot of gold on in the colour scheme. I might just like add like more gold plates, like do this like outside bit in gold along the top, have some nice colourful feathers here. Oh, can't see what I'm pointing at. Gold cobras, do this like detail in here in gold on the chariot, and then like add some of my other colours in there, like the turquoises and the jades. We're gonna get some of this this wood in. So I've gone for like a kind of like a mummified look. So a lot of my Tomb King stuff so far, I've been like using a lot of stippling and making things look quite weathered. Again, I'll show you my bone giant for reference. So I've tried to do like quite a lot of chipping and little bits, but if you look at the bone itself, I've had everything's got like a little bit of red to it where it's oxidized, everything's gone black, but with still some like bone tones coming through, which is like, if you know, if you googled mummified dead or you googled like mummies, basically that's what they look like. They don't look like bleached bone Games Workshop style, but on the tabletop I don't know how it's going to stand up on the tabletop. We'll see. I don't know if my army is going to be one that people go, ooh, what's that? Because it's dark, people might just sort of walk past it without really looking at it. But it's more for me anyway. I quite like the colour scheme that I've gone with, and I've had a few people say that they like it too, so that's a win. You think it works? Thanks, bro. Thank you very much for it. How are you anyway, dude? How's life? I definitely don't think it's going to be a long stream today, chat. I already feel my head starting to pound. I've been getting headaches quite a lot recently. Again, I think it's the whole lack of sleep thing. You take it easy, man. Yeah, I'll try. I can't really though. I've got so much to do. I've got a lot of 3D printing work to catch up on as well. but baby comes first. So I've just got to make sure she's settled and sorted. If my wife's like trying to take a break or something, that's when I tend to step in and sort her out. But kind of what's been happening at the minute is that I'm kind of the one who's doing a lot of like the burping and settling stuff in the night and things. So we're both sort of waking up when she wakes up, and then if we've got some milk pumped, because we're trying to like purely breastfeed her. So if we've got some milk pumped, then I'll like not let I'll let Angie go back to sleep and I'll feed her and do all the business. While if she's breastfeeding, Angie might let me sleep, or she'll ask for some help and I'll jump in and help with the burping or whatever. And just trying to like be a bit of a team with it. And like we saw online, like a lot of people who like do like a shift pattern with them, but I think that only really works if you've got a lot of milk prepared or you've got a lot of formula, or if you're doing a formula feed, which is kind of like unlikely. Doing shifts is harder, yeah. Brother-in-law usually takes me and toddler to nursery in the morning, and he just went into hospital with an aneurysm. Oh my god. That sucks, dude. Well, I hope he gets better soon, man. You have to do it as a team, it's really hard otherwise. Done both, teamwork is better. I do like the teamwork thing because I feel like we're both sort of on the same page then. And there's less of, oh, you've had more sleep than I've had sleep and stuff like that. Because like, things do, you do bicker about stuff even though you try not to. Shit doth happen. Especially when you're like, when you're really low on sleep, you tend to start like grumbling at each other a little bit over things. That's kind of like what I've found. Let's do, I don't know if I should do that in gold. Yeah, I think we'll do it in gold. The little wraparound piece. We've done some wood there. It does have a bit of wood in there. She's in charred brown, I think it was. Charred brown. And I might darken it off a bit further. Esme says, it'll push you. Yeah, spend some time together, even if it's dealing with a baby. Yeah, otherwise you feel isolated. I did the Sundays to Thursdays. My husband did the Friday and Saturday nights. Right, okay. That was like a nighttime rhythm. Is that because, like, obviously you'd taken maternity leave and was he back to work and then he was helping out, like, when he was free, basically? Interesting. And then you get to do a full sleep or whatever. So that way you can sort of prep. You could do all your prep work. I kind of like that system. Let's do these reins. How was Salute anyway? Everybody who went to Salute. I think Esme went to Salute. I think I've seen a picture of you dressed as a pirate on the old Instagram. Anybody else in chat managed to get down to Salute this year? Actually, completely, wasn't even in my head. So maybe next year I'll try and get myself down to it. So I saw there was a little meetup for the Turnip, like the 28th community, as they call themselves. The guys who do like Turnip 28, Necropolis 28, and all these like funky weird games. There's a big meetup for them. But it would have been nice to see all those guys as well, to be fair. So it was amazing. Yeah, I just went to bed at like 6 a.m. and baby was downstairs with husband until he came to bed later. Okay. PM, righto. Okay, so you got like a solid like 4 or 5 hours basically of him. That's a good way of doing it. But I guess you're both a bit like ships in the night in a way. But it's only for a couple of months, isn't it? So it's something that you can do. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, Scatman, how you doing, brother? We're just we're taking it easy today, mate. We're taking it easy. Decided I'm going to paint some Tomb Kings and just enjoy, just chill. I wonder what colour I'm going to do that cloak. I haven't decided on the cloak yet. There's quite a lot of details on this guy, which is nice. So I'm just trying to think where I want to go with it. We've got just locking in some of the leathers at the minute with this like darkish leather. Whoa! That was that like doubled up in my ears then. I don't know how that came out for you guys. Did you actually hear that sound alert? That was a bit of a mad one. But I've not even got the mod view open or anything. Hang on. Let's pull that bad boy up. It was fine for us, though, so you actually got the sound, because I remember I'd done something to bugger it up. Twitch has a new updated terms of service. Lovely. Not going to read that. Hopefully I don't get in trouble from anything. Right. Carry on, old bean. Right, we've got some more wood to do on this part of the chariot coming up. And then I think all these like straps and stuff here on... Oh, that's working. Hang on. Pull that back up. Looks like the camera's frozen, so let me just do something with that. How I've done that. There we go. Deactivate and reactivate. Always does the trick. Yeah, there's like loads of little strappy things on the horses and stuff, so I think what I'll do is get all those done in like this sort of bony, sort of old looking bandage colour scheme I've done for the Bone Giant. Hey, got a new compressor. Awesome, dude. Which one did you get for? Which one did you go for? You get whole, like, I always recommend for people who are expanding their airbrushing to get the one with a compressor tank, because that way you can airbrush for much longer. It has a tank and a moisture trap. Perfect. There you go. So that's a big upgrade there, mate. Now, just be careful. I don't know if you have this issue, but when I do a lot of airbrushing in one sitting, I run the risk of pulling, like getting an RSI injury in my hand. And this has happened quite a lot, but it's probably because I do quite a lot of airbrushing. When I do it, I do a lot of it in one go. Like when I've been batch painting an army for somebody or whatever, I tend to do a lot of airbrushing in a time. But I did actually manage to pull my hand once doing that for a really long period of time. Because it's one of those things where you want to try and use up all of the mix that you've done into the airbrush. And you just keep pushing. It's like, all right, no, I'll just do one more, just do one more, just do one more. And because it does a little bit of a vibration, as well as keeping your hand in that sort of awkward pressed position for a long period of time, it can cause damage. I got some little pots with lids. There you go, that's a good idea. I use this thing that came with the Redgrass Games wet palette. I tend to pour it back. I use this to mix the paint and then I pour it back into this. If I'm like not finished But that's not great for like longevity, but it does give you a little bit of a rest. Like you could pour your paint mix into that pot, close the lid, and then come back to it like the next day, couldn't you? I've just put the wrong colour down. There we go. I've just put dark flesh tone down instead of the charred brown that I'm using. So charred brown, this is the one I'm using. Game colours, charred brown. Yeah, when we were talking about the fluo paints before, I forgot, we sort of lost track of where that was. I really want to get hold of some of them, so I will take some recommendations off people. I think Esme was recommending the Liquitex. I do actually have some Liquitex inks and have used them quite extensively on like an army project before, and that was really good. But I do have some of the Dalarowny, or Dalarowny, however you want to pronounce them, inks, and I'm quite fond of those as well. Well, they don't do any fluo ones, but I saw somebody, I think it was El Ministura on Instagram, and their like style is very much utilizing very, very bright poppy colors, particularly fluorescent paints. And it, every time I see him paint something on Instagram, it's like, oh, I really want to pick up some fluo paints, just have a bit of fun with some super bright colors, different various things. Doesn't matter what project, it'd just be fun to just get them out and just, you know, maybe get like a cyberpunk bust and just paint something like vivid, you know, have some fun, do those synthwave colors which we all love. So yeah, I think I might pick some of those up. Hopefully they do like a set or something, that'd be nice. But I think I'm trying to get back into my painting. I've got about 1,000 points of Tomb Kings to paint for the 4th of May for my little like slow grow league that I've joined, and that is 3 chariots, the king on chariot, 20 spearmen, 20 archers, no sorry, 20 spearmen, 10 archers, a Tomb King's priest, a unit of 3 Ushapti, and a tomb scorpion. So that's my 1,000 points. So I mean they're all at the same level as this right now. The only thing that I'd painted up was that bone giant. And 1 spearman. I did the test piece on the spearman. So I actually do have quite a bit of painting to do. I need to crack the whip with. So these streams, doing these streams again, is going to help me allocate a good chunk of time. So I think I'll try and work on the Tomb Kings on every stream for the time being, and to see how we get on. However, I would like to do some display painting again and do a bit of work on the bust, just because I've quite enjoyed having you guys interacting with me with it and just be like, hey, why don't you try this, or why don't you try that. Do some nice colourful bits on here. There's going to be a lot of gold on the face plates. Cool. I might leave that brown there. Do a little bit of the bone colours now. Because like, I just wanted to get a little cheeky undercoat on it and see how it looked. Like blocking some of these colours. Chill out with some tunes. Oh, I do have a text message. I feel like I should put my phone on loud just in case something happens, but has anybody watched the new Fallout TV series as well? I've like watched 3 episodes of it now. Like I literally watched one before and quite enjoyed it. I don't know what colour to do the back of this sort of piece here. Should probably do it like leathery wood. But yeah, let's just do it wood colour and see what happens. It's a part that nobody's really going to see anyway. It's like once the Tomb King himself has actually stood in the way of it. You finished it already, yeah? Yeah, watch them all. Scat said it's Geef White Logs. It's all good being awake and feeding Babs. Oh, my wife is currently watching the stream. Thank you for watching the stream, babe. She's currently feeding baby. Baby is good. Yeah, I don't know, Geek Wife Vlogs, if you've enjoyed the Fallout series as much as I have so far, but I have enjoyed it so far. Yeah, I got a little urge the other day with the Fallout, and you know, just because we're watching the series. But there's no time at the minute to do anything like that. I think I just need to devote time to just painting as much as possible around everything else. My wife only cried twice. Keep your phone on silent, thanks, babe. I've been keeping an eye on it. I suppose if there's an emergency, you can kick the door down, can't you? So your wife really has really enjoyed it in the Fallout series. Did she play any of the games or anything? Or is she just like watching it for the first time? Like experiencing that sort of world for the first time? Like my brother is a massive like Fallout nerd. He's always loved it. He's played all of the games since they came out. He's always been a big fanboy. He was trying to get me to play Fallout 76 when that came out as well. And to be honest, I'm fairly tempted to give it a go at some point, because apparently it's not a bad game to just pick up and play from time to time. Doesn't really require too much investment. She liked it, but she's not a gamer, so she didn't really have any background. Okay, so that's good. That's actually a really good metric for whether the show's going to do well, is if people who aren't into gaming, haven't played the game, have enjoyed the series, and if that's a yes, then that's a big win for a larger audience, right? I think, like, for example, like Star Wars Mandalorian series, like my wife doesn't really like Star Wars, but she really enjoyed the Mandalorian series. And, you know, a big portion of that obviously was Grogu, but also she really enjoyed the story and how each episode was kind of its own little adventure. You know, it was just really well done. Are we going to get a film for that as well? I'm hoping we get a film for that. Which could mean that we get a film for Fallout based on the success of this. Yeah, we're talking about Fallout Montblanc. Grogu's the cutest. Mandalorian was a great Western series, yeah. The Western vibes that they had like throughout the show were just fantastic, you know. We all grew up watching Westerns. Just great stuff in general, isn't it? Right, I'm going to do a little bit of work now on the skin tone. Not the skin tone, what am I on about? the Bone Tone. The Bone Tone. And for that, we're going to use Abaddon Black. I'm going to put some Morghast Bone, I think, was the one I used, or Screaming Skull, was it? It might have been Screaming Skull, actually. Or Ushapti Bone. I'm going to pop a little bit of that onto the palette as well. Oh, I need to find some more Ushapti Bone. Thanks to Syncmaster, I do have a large collection of Citadel paints now, because he literally gave me all of his old Citadel paints, because he bought the entire Duncan Roads range. I was just like, right, I'm done with this now. I was like, I'll take them. Well, he asked me if I wanted them, to be fair. It was very Clint Eastwood, it was, yes. I believe it's like the Rings of Power. Maybe those who read the books, that series is horrible. I don't know, man. I've not watched the Rings of Power. I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. And I just couldn't get into the Rings of Power at all. Like, I don't know what it was. It just, none of it was sort of jumping out at me. I don't know. None of it kind of tickled my feathers, you know. Tickle my pickle. So this scheme is a bit of a labour of love, chat. So I basically got to do a load of stippling now for the bone. So I've gone for mixing the grey, which is Ushapti Bone, mixed in with Abaddon Black to get this sort of consistency. This is the first layer, as it were, and then I'm going to layer up a black on top of that, because it's kind of like going outside in. I need to leave quite a lot of the bone underneath as well. So sometimes I want like quite a lot of paint on the brush, sometimes I don't want a lot of paint on the brush. We'll get like a little bit of a stippled effect, essentially. ROP was crap. Me too, and I didn't like it, yeah. Maybe horrible is too much of a strong emotion, but I really disliked it. That Galadriel, that's why you couldn't get into it. It was absolutely woeful. Personally, I think you undersold how bad it was. Trying to be nice, because personally I think it's a horrible series. Okay, I can agree with that. Like, I don't know, I haven't watched it. I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and ugh. It was when like I saw the Hobbits and stuff, and oh man, that's just none of the vibes, you know? None of the vibes. Like, the Lord of the Rings Hobbit vibes are just so fun, it's playful, it's feels fantasy, you know? It feels fantastical and fun. Like, the first section of the Fellowship of the Ring, you know, with the birthday party set up and all of that, it's just bringing hobbits in a very comedic yet fun way. And with this one, it's just bringing modern, like, woke tropes into it, and it's just not, just ruined it. Art is allowed to make you feel extreme emotions, yeah. The worst piece of art makes you feel nothing at all. Yeah, you look at that piece of art, it's like, that is a painting, and that's the only thing that you feel. Someone has worked on this picture. I'm impressed with the length of time it took for them to make this. Art is a form of communication, so I guess you have a point, yeah. It deserves to be cast back into the fiery chasm from whence it came. Brilliant, there you go. But there's a proper quote for you, mate. That's the thing, with me and my mates, we literally always trying to quote Lord of the Rings to each other in regular conversations. And I just love it. I just love all that shit. In fact, I'll be honest with you guys, at my wedding vows, I actually quoted a little bit of The Hobbit. Sorry, a little bit of The Lord of the Rings. Fellowship of the Ring. Which everybody had a good laugh about. If I do a poo and take a photo of it, is that art? Yes. No. Hey, there probably is somebody who like paints with poo. There's already an artist there that did that. I mean, you should know, Scatman. You're the original Scatman, and that technically is scatology, isn't it? When they take pictures and do stuff with poo. That's scatology, right? It's a get out of jail free card for good bad artists. Being an artist, I was listening to John Cleese on the matter. Massive fan of John Cleese. If you don't know who John Cleese is, you need to go and look it up. But he was saying that it isn't necessarily people have a drive to create more than anything else that makes them an artist. It's the drive to create. And the best people are not necessarily the ones who force it. They're always the people who, when they act on the inspiration, if you act on the inspiration is when you get the best out of yourself. Right? And it's also a form of play. So like, as we get older, people sometimes say that they forget to play. But in a way, art is an expression of your ability to play. Which is an interesting way of looking at it. Modern art is just money laundering, that's why it's such low effort shite. Hey up, Postwork Guy, how you doing, mate? Long time no see, brother. We are back, we are live, we are doing okay. You think it's Pollock's fault? Jackson Pollock's fault. Art's in the root of the works, comes from the capacity to produce something. Capacity of producing, yes. Yeah, I like what John Cleese said about the play aspect of it, because it kind of is like, I've always been this person who's, very much into his gaming and is wanting to dick about and play games and art and music. I've always been into art and music, was in all the bands and stuff like this growing up. Always into Warhammer and art, did art GCSE, all that sort of stuff. I never really pursued it any further than that, because parents are like, you need to do something serious with your life, blah blah blah. And look at me now. I'm painting live on a Twitch channel instead of working a full-time job. This is making me go back to my faculty times. I'm not, it's just a huge circle jerk. It's the way people that are useless to society producing nonsense and then big each other. Some hot takes here from Scatman in chat. You understand what he said was too general type of approach. Yeah, there probably are people like that, Scat, but it's probably not the entirety of the people that do that, right? It's usually an exception, a very loud exception, not the rule. Because usually, what do they say? The rule of the minority, where the minority can come across as the loudest. Oh man, I'm so glad to hear things turned out so well with the little one. How are you liking it so far? I'm enjoying it, yeah, really, really. Honestly, it's just been a very surreal experience so far. We've not, like, it's been 3 weeks. We've not seen all of our family yet. My wife's parents were living with us for 3 weeks. And that's just been amazing, really, because they've just helped out so much with everything. And, like, you know, I wouldn't want to put all that on my mum, because my mum's, like, you know, she's not very well, so I try not to put anything on her. Like, she does want to help and she wants to come see the baby and stuff, but, like, you know, asking her to come over and help us clean and cook and stuff, I don't want to do that, you know. And luckily, like, Angie's mum has been more than happy to help us in that angle. Like, not even had to ask, she's just been, like, just smashing it, like, asking us what we want for breakfast and then cooking, like, all these exceptional, like, Indian breakfast meals and different curries. And I tell you what, chat, she is an amazing cook, and she has basically cooked up about 8 meals and frozen them so that we now have a load of authentic South Indian curries in the freezer ready to go. So I don't even have to think about cooking for the next, like, 2 weeks probably. It's just, like, legend, you know. Absolute legend. Picture of a blank white canvas. Oh my god, look at the super deep meaning of this. No, it's a white. It's one of your trigger points. No, I get what you mean, because that's being pretentious, Scatman. That's being very pretentious, because it's like all these people have put thousands of hours into a piece, and then some idiot trots up with a political view and a white canvas and tries to blag it. Like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It's all going to look very messy, chat, so it looks really good. So that is the process when you're doing stippling stuff. So please forgive and just chill out with me and enjoy, really. That's kind of what we're doing. This is the first stream back, really, from 5 weeks. So for those of you who just joined us, really appreciate you all stopping by. Everybody, you know, who was a regular when I was streaming regularly, you know, thank you so much for coming back, guys. Honestly, it means the world to me. It really does. It's like there's a good bit of encouragement. Like today, you know, just before setting up with today's stream, I was like, I sort of said to myself, like, why am I bothering? You know, I should just go and get some sleep. And I was like, no, you should, because one, like, it makes you sit down for like 2 or 3 hours and get a load of painting done that you would have never have got done. Like, I would have never painted these Tomb Kings, really, because they are a passion project, personal stuff, and, like, I wouldn't justify the time to do them when I've got other commissions on. But, like, while I'm streaming, I can feel like I can justify it, and it's kind of enjoying that process as well. And it's kind of like letting me get back into the flow with painting again as well. I was thinking about maybe adopting a suggestion from one of the podcasters I follow, which is Square Base Podcast. One of the guys from that basically has like a tray with a load of miniatures and some paintbrushes and paints on it, and they literally just leave it around, and then whenever they've got a spare second, they pick it up and just have a bit of a pop with the painting. I was like, you know what, that's a really fucking good idea. Like, I could have that downstairs with, like, maybe my Tomb Kings on it, and then, like, you know, maybe when I've, like, put baby to sleep and I'm just watching her, while my wife's taking a break or doing something, I can, like, just pick up that tray and just paint some skeletons, you know? To me, that sounds like a really good way of doing it. So I've picked out a tray. I think I'm gonna do that. My wet palette, however, is too big for that. My wet palette's fucking huge, chat. It's like 20 centimeters. It's not ideal for a small little transport, but let's catch up with chat. Pite says the vocal minority is always the loudest. Yeah, exactly. That is the discussion. If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what is it? If conceptual art is not art, then what People on both sides are really the minority voices, and they all shout really loud, whilst regular people are the silent in the middle. Yeah, that happens with a lot of topics. Good to have help in the first few weeks. I did that to my sister. She takes care of the baby, and we take care of the older kids in the house. That's really sound. Yeah, it's a good idea. This is like the first grandchild as well for my mum, and second one for Andrew's parents. But it's kind of the first one that they've really been part of. So it's kind of been a really special time for them as well. Post office. The post delivery food train is meta plays, practically rewired cultural tradition in the US Midwest. I obviously took it to the extreme, but most versions of it's just nonsense. Give me a constable any day. Turner. Constable Turner, big fan of that art. Do you like more like artistic renditions of real things and stuff like that? Like, part of me wants to like digital art, but every time I see digital art, I don't know if I can't seem to like it. That makes sense? Anybody have an opinion on that? Can't seem to like digital art. I mean, I like some like computer game art and stuff like that, but I just recently none of it's really interested me. Like whenever I've seen it, I'm just like, meh. You know, like if you see like an internet reel of somebody painting it, it just looks far too easy. Like, I'm not dismissing that entire practice, but like if you compare it to like actual physical art, you know, like paintbrushes with paints. I don't know. I haven't really got a hot take on that one. I like old Catholic art depicting devils and hell. It's hilarious. Have you been to like one of those super old cathedrals in the middle of nowhere that'll have like very creepy sort of gargoyle structures knocking about, and it's just like, what the fuck were these guys thinking? Like, they were really trying to scare the shit out of regular people. That was so funny. Really trying to scare you into spending money with them, most likely. I think what we're going to do once we've got, so I'm getting the black down now. I'm just sort of like making sure the brush is relatively dry. So as I'm like stippling this in, I'm trying to just sort of dab it towards the edges of stuff. So I'm just sort of catching the ends and most raised areas. Not quite like a dry brush, but because it's not very dry, I'm just getting rid of some of the excess. I'm just hoping to just try and get like the creases and the raised areas with the black. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a red wash and probably a sepia wash and just start dabbing in different sepias and reds, and I may like add a bit of like red glaze in there as well. I think I did that on the previous one. Yeah, so like what I did on the Bone Giant, as you can see, we've added some reds in there. I've made sure some of like the sandy bone was sort of like popping through a little bit. I kind of like that. Medieval art is the best, but for demons and stuff, yeah. Yeah, I do quite like landscape art. I tell you what, I've actually really enjoyed some watercolor stuff recently. I went to this art gallery in India when I was last there, and there was like a locals like watercolor gallery, well, just like an art gallery, and they had an entire section devoted to watercolors. And some really beautiful stuff on there, and all of it was like kind of pictures and scenics done with like a variety of lovely colours and different watercolours, and I really quite like that style. And since then I've followed the chap on Instagram who does like watercolour pictures of like Warhammer 40k stuff, and he seems to have become quite popular. And he basically takes like small like maybe an A5 sheet and like does like a watercolour painting of like a Sister of Battle or Khorne Berserker or whatever it is. And I quite like his style. He uses like a white ink pen as well. They've got like the black ink and the white ink to sort of like really pop the watercolours, because what can happen with watercolours is they go obviously quite diluted, and you need to use the like applying less paint to generate highlights, if that makes sense. You want the background of the white to come through. But for areas where you have gone too much into the colour, or you want a deep colour choice, then like that white ink pen they were like using to like create shapes, and like, for example, like doing non-metallic metal on a sword, they would use the white paint to sort of like give that blade a nice like sharp edge, which is really cool. You like seeing how like that style of watercolor painting is, and you look at it and you're like, can I utilize that in miniature painting as well? And you know, you can paint a lot of stuff with washes, and I've seen a lot of people do a lot of cool speed paint stuff recently as well. Obviously we had all of this stuff around slap chop, and there's been loads of variations of slap chop recently. You know, it works for some people. Slap chop does work quite well for some people, and if it's been done well, I actually do think it looks good. You know, if you want to try and speed paint an army and for that army to look tasty, it's quite an ideal way of doing it. So for example, like Scatman, if you wanted to quickly have a nice looking high elf army, you know, you could do the slap chop technique and you can make it look pretty fucking good quite quickly, you know. My mother specialised in watercolour. She did naturalist paintings and up close botanical. Oh man, that's the stuff I like, Vite. If you've got any pictures of her work and you want to share it, mate, I'd love to see it. I like seeing stuff like that. It kind of like reminds me a little bit of like those old scientific, like Darwin era Victorian drawings, where they would go around and they take drawings and they do like watercolour pictures of scenes. Obviously they didn't have portable cameras back then, so whenever they recorded seeing like a beautiful flower or a new species of whatnots, they would try to remember what it looked like and draw it and then colorize it. And it kind of reminds me of that. If you've ever been to the restaurant in the UK, The Botanist, it's like those sorts of vibes, you know. I love landscape photography. My favourite, especially mountains. I want to see mountains again, Gandalf. Take me back to a time when I wasn't fat and useless. Well, there's only you that can change that, bruv. We keep saying get back on the fitness challenge. I'm going to be getting back into the gym, hopefully. Probably not this week, just because we're still sort of getting used to things, but I think I'm going to try my best to get back in the gym next week, or at least I'm going to do a home workout this week. And I might set you a little home workout routine challenge to do. You can start off with, we'll both do it, making sure that we've done our reps each day. Getting your walkies in. So I think you should get a dog. This is the IG that speaks of the history of the pigments, and that is interesting because how most of false paintings are captures. Can't English today, sorry. No worries, Monblum. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. So it's something about the history of pigments, because like from what I know about the history of pigments, I remember it being they discovered like different trace metals, and it was the trace metals they used to mix with different compounds to create colours. Like, for example, when you get bronze patina, artists would scrape off the patina and then add some water solution, whatever solution that they had, and turn that into a paint and stuff. And people do some really wacky shit, and you ended up with like quite toxic paints, really, but like, they were quite a vibrant paint. I can hear some movement outside my door. I don't know if baby's awake now. If Anju's up and about. Oh, it's fascinating, the history and science behind pigment. It is fascinating. Like, the development of the art is fantastic. Slap chop is like any technique. You can do it in various levels. You can do it basic, just to get many tables, or you can take it to the next level. Yeah, like, I've quite enjoyed, like, whenever I see a fellow content creator, but he does a lot more content creation than I do these days, but Alchemist Workshop, you know, he does quite a lot of slap chop work, and you can see sometimes, like, where he's really put a lot of effort into a particular piece. You can really see it, you know, and he's generally slap chopping the whole thing, but when he'll slap chop it and then he'll like add his highlights and stuff after that. And that is quite a good way of getting all the paint down, finding out where you want to highlight, making those choices and going from there, really. Turns out I've kind of started to just semi-dry brush dab this now with this black. I mean, Ninjon, I think it was Ninjon that did a really good video on like a really good slap chop plus, I was calling it. But seeing a lot of people who utilize inks and pre-shading to get the inks to do a good chunk of the work for them, you know, it's one of those things where it's work smarter, not harder situations. Like, it wouldn't work for what I'm trying to do here, but it does work on like a load of really textured stuff. Like if you're painting stuff with a lot of fur, things like that, it works real good for. How pigments get old cannot be reproduced. Yeah, I can imagine that's the case. It's like the art of creating them as an art is into itself, isn't it? Snail purple is an interesting one. It's almost a dead technique since only a handful of people make it. Snail purple. When someone finally someone was able to copy Vermeer blue. Yeah. Entire empires were built selling snail purple dye. They could mass produce blue. It was a revolution, a cultural revolution. Very cool. It is very cool. It's funny, like how any sort of big jump in technology, or even small like examples like that, really changed the way that the world operated for a period of time. Like trade drastically changes. People are able to access things and start doing different stuff. Like, I really fascinated by that in history when you see like certain things having massive impacts. Like probably one of the most impactful societal things was like the introduction of coffee, you know, like the introduction of tea and coffee into the workplace. The introduction of a tea break into the workplace, you know, like it's quite a dramatic change in work output that happened, and as a result, the Industrial Revolution. Like, you know, there are people who have literally written essays that how that essentially caused or catalyzed the Industrial Revolution, which obviously has caused us to be where we are now. You know, I love that sort of stuff. And I'm quite waffling a fair bit, chat. I am aware. Right, I think we've done enough sort of black areas now with this. What I'm going to do next is take some corn red, and I'm going to just turn it into a little bit of a glaze. With some agua, some mineral Wasser. We go, and we're just going to start dabbing that into areas and adding the reds back in. I'm not going to slop it on, like I say, I'm just going to add it into certain areas. Get that red in there, making it like look oxidized in places. Jamming on this song right now. When this dries as well, it'll go quite subtle. Yeah, the tea coffee break was instrumental in hyperproductivity in factories, that's it. I'm back, and speaking of the Industrial Revolution, I read an article the other day that said essentially we need to rewrite British history because our working class people began most industry about 150 years before the Industrial Revolution in the mines. Okay. Like, go into this more or link the article, I'd love to see that. Also, welcome back, Deep Fried. How are you getting on, brother? You're going to get some painting in with us this afternoon. We're currently looking at 20 to 2. Time has flown by, as always, when I'm having fun like this. I feel like I've not made a lot of progress on the painting, but I don't really care. I'm just enjoying myself with the music, with the chats with you guys. Remember, tomorrow night, chat, tomorrow night I am recording a podcast with Mini Matties and Brush Liquor. So if you do want to join us, I think this time I will be streaming it again. I'm only going to stream it to Twitch because I'm then going to export it to YouTube afterwards. Because what happened last time was it stayed in the live channel section rather than going into the podcast section on YouTube. And then I had to like re-upload it and stuff. So I'll just do a purely Twitch stream on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about learning to paint. Painting classes, are they worth it? Things we've learned from painting classes that we're going to share with you guys. And just generally having a little natter and a catch up. So yeah, if you want to join us for that, you got a lot of appreciated. Welcome back, you beautiful bastard. Welcome back. Thank you, A7. What a pleasant greeting. How you doing, brother? Hope things are all good. Yeah, I stuck with it today, and I think I can hear baby crying in the background. I can. I may have to go and help. We'll have to see what is needed. To be fair, if I was needed, the wife would shout me. So hopefully we're all good. Oh, she's okay. From a little Bertie.
It looked like biggest food ever.
for the big poo.
Enjoy.
But hang on, leave that door open because Neefa Cat's gonna. Neefa's just come in to say hello. Oh, hello. Hey everybody, this is Neefa Cat. She just ran in. No painting this afternoon. I'm working, unfortunately. No worries, brother. Well, if you've been working on that A7, I'm starting to run out of steam myself. It really does hit you not having any sleep. So we are 1 hour 36 in. I think I'm going to call it 2 hours. I think I'm going to work my way back up into doing longer streams. It's a weird one, like maintaining conversation and chatting for long periods of time used to be something that comes naturally, but when you're just dead on your feet, it's kind of quite difficult to keep going with. That makes sense. There we go. So we've got those reds across. Yeah, I think I've dabbed reds in quite comfortably all across that then. Sent you a link in Disco. Lovely. Look. Oh, we've got some more whippy whips as well, actually. Let's just jump quickly back into Discord. A7, if you've got any whips you'd like to share, pop them into Discord now, mate. It does things to you, yeah? I mean, just for a history of Britain needs rewriting. Have a little. I've opened that up in a tab. I'll have a little read of that when I finish. That's all right, my dear. What am I doing? What am I doing? I was going to look into Discord, that was it. There we go. Wait. I think that's DFJ has been painting a Bretonian Knight. That's just jumped up. Loving it, dude. I'm loving that blue and red combination. Very nice. Nice smooth gradients on that red and the blue as well. Very nice, dude. Pop it. Pop it. Very cool. You have to just like alternate whether the pattern's a little bit on each guy and just have a little bit of variety. And for me, sadly, you've not been painting. You've been a busy boy, have you, mate? Yeah, I've been struggling to get any paint on, to be fair. But I kind of wanted to paint this guy up. Yeah, I've just got some smoky ink from Game Colour. And I'm just going to add that into a few areas. Just adds a little bit more like a dark browny colour. Not quite like Agrac's Earthshade. But it's not really functioning. I don't want it to act like an ink where it'll just like go and sit into everything. Oh crikey, is this yours as well? Oh mate, the new Demon Prince is absolutely beautiful. Taking my time on the Demon Prince, the old world stuff is just get it on the table kind of job. Yeah, no worries, man. I mean, like I say, you could get like blocking all your colours and everything, get the wash down. You've started highlighting, that's a win. You know, later on down the line, you might want to go like, well, I'm gonna touch it up a little bit or add a bit more highlighting. So this is for your Slave to the Darkness Force. So you can quite easily get those on square bases, my friend, and they're very cool. Papa Bear looks like he's been painting some Caradron Overlords, which they always look really fucking cool. Like, I kind of want somebody to do some conversions of these into Old World. A fatherly man has arrived. Tyson, how you doing, man? I'm alright. I am now a fatherly man, yes. The wife has just popped in with Babe to see if she's okay. She's in a bit of a grump. It looks like she needs a bit of a feed. How are you getting on, sir? I'm just currently making all these bones look very mummified, and then on these horses. And then we've also got a Tomb King here to get cracking with at some stage. I think he's going to be like mainly bandage with like that blackened sort of mummified skin. That's going to be quite a fun one to do. Move the camera a little bit further forward, a little bit more comfortable for me. How goes the sleeping? I didn't get a lot last night, I'll be honest. We slept on the couch, and I kind of regret that, just because when we could sleep, I wasn't really able to. If that makes sense. Plus, she was being quite fussy last night. But she did go to sleep this morning once she'd had a good feed, and we'd sorted it all out and everything. So, watched an episode of Fallout, got episode 3 of Fallout under the belt. And then we both, me and the wife, and all three of us had a little sleep from about 7 till about 9:30, which was nice. So after the stream, I kind of need to do some 3D print work, get some stuff boxed off. Quite far behind on a lot of work at the minute, so it's a crack on. So today's stream has been like a nice little get back into painting, get back into streaming, say hi to you all. I'm still alive, all that sort of thing. Every time you go to the mod shop, Charlie sits and stares at the Caradron stuff with a display case and desperately wants me to buy him some, but he's 4 and he's not ready. He's not ready yet. It kind of reminds me of that Malcolm in the Middle scene where he like zooms in on Malcolm. He's like, once you learn about this, it cannot be undone. Like, it's like a classic meme. Get a bit more smoky ink down. I actually really like smoky ink. It's this game color paint, and it's quite a watery sort of like brown tone. Mix a little bit of water into it, it becomes like a really nice stain, like tint. Like dries quite matte. Generally quite a nice addition, And I tell you what, like, I do want to buy 2 products. We were talking about it before. I want to buy the fluorescent inks or the fluorescent paints from AK Interactive. I might just put them on like a wish list or something for the time being, because I can't afford it right now. But maybe for my birthday or something in September, or if I can get them a bit early, that'd be nice. But I mean, I don't need them. It's just something I'd like to have, to do some fun stuff with. Like, what I've done with my Tomb King so far is I've done like a green sort of eye glow, but I think I'd prefer to have like a fluo green to put into the eye sockets instead of, like, I think what I did with this one is I put a white in there, and then I've used moot green and then warpstone green. And I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks okay, but I think if we used a fluorescent green, it would really like pop out, which is kind of what I wanted. Like an animated construct look to it, Bertie, how you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Long time no see. Did I miss the whips? Just posted a whip. Mate, I'm just jumping back in too, so if you post... Oh, dude, I think I saw this on your Instagram. Bertie Babes has been painting up the... This is the Ice Yacht Nar from Conquest, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, or is this the Mantic one? Either way, it's fucking cool. It's really cool, and you've done a great job. Like, the painting's really well done on this so far, mate. Like, really, really can't wait to see you finish this. Like, the skin tone is a nice, like whitey blue into the highlights. Love that. And then you've gone for this lovely sort of jade tone in the depth of the crystals and building that into the white. It just looks really good. Like, really well done, mate. There's another angle there. Yeah, fantastic work. What are you going to do for the base as well? Have you decided on what you're doing for that? Keep it in theme. The leather definitely looks different from this shot to this shot. Yeah, if you want a suggestion, I could suggest maybe getting a very thin brush and just very carefully taking some of that leather colour, mixing in a bone colour in with the leather, and then just very gently try and do a couple of like jabs and stipples and slashes, and you can just weather it up a little bit if you wanted to, but it's only if you wanted to. We all love a bit of weathering, mate. We all love it. Like, that's basically what I'm doing with these, is just like I'm stippling the living shit out of them. Like, that's the whole fun of this paint scheme. Like, I'll show you the Tomb Giant. So it's just like the only thing that's not been stippled is the gold and that, and even then I've tried to like add a couple of like scratches and stuff to it, because in my head everything's like decayed and mummified, but the gold is like how I want it to be. It's like the gold that adorns the Tomb Kings is infused with their magic, and that's how they are like animating these constructs, is using the gold as a conductor, which, you know, it is a conductor, right? So all this enchanted bracelets and gold and shit, so everything else is all mummified, but the gold is still quite like shiny, and because like when gold ages, it does tend to go like a darker tone. Like if you guys look up like old gold, it does kind of like, it loses some of its vibrancy, it goes a lot more darker, but it doesn't patina, or it doesn't oxidize. He's in stone already. We're just gonna add a snow effect. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, the snow's just gonna make everything pop nicely for you, mate. Very good, very nice. Oh, mate, I'm happy for you. I'm glad to see you back on the paint table as well. How's Tricks anyway? You been getting any games in recently? Yeah, is Gus still live as well? Because I'm going to finish up relatively soon, and we'll. I was hoping I could send a raid over his way. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen Gus. The best thing to clean old is saliva, but you can use a thing. The best thing to clean gold is saliva. You just go around. Been playing a bit of Star Wars Unlimited, Flames of War, Conquest, struggling for paint motivation. Is that because you've done the whole too many projects on at the same time kind of thing? Or is life a bit busy at the minute? You're on Twitch though, so you're in the right place to start getting motivated to paint, you know? Usually when I see somebody on Twitch painting, it makes me want to paint too. All right, next up, chat. I think we're going to do a little bit of work. I think we'll start blocking in the gold. Although we do have a couple of like straps and stuff we could do first. So I could probably work on those actually and just sort of like break up some of that bone colour. How is Star Wars Unlimited? I've not really bothered with that because like I'm a sucker for card games, mate. I will literally buy everything and I can't afford to do that at the minute. Like, I still have like all of my Netrunner cards, for example. I was like really big into Netrunner when that was a thing. If anybody remembers the game Netrunner. I've kept them all because I'm just like, I spent all that money on it and I did like tournaments and stuff with it and really enjoyed it. I didn't really want to get rid of it either, but I don't know if it has much resale value. Like all my Magic cards, I sold all my Magic cards. I think I still have a couple knocking about. I've kept all my Pokemon because I'll play that with my baby girl, you know? Wishing the FLGS had more of a Sigma Old World scene. Picked up a bunch of AOS to prop up the store and now I've no one to play with. Oh, man. What you should have done is get into Old World, mate, and then you would have had more people to play with. Whereabouts are you anyway, post-work guy? I'm sure there'll be people kicking about that you can get into and enjoy the game with. I don't have much experience with card games, but I'm enjoying Unlimited. When I've seen a picture of like the play state, it looks like there's a lot down. Like I think I saw a picture from like Griffin Gaming's like Instagram where they were playing a game or had like a games day on, and like I know what Magic the Gathering looks like, you know, it's like quite formal. Like again with Pokemon, it's quite everything's in a particular place on the desk. You know, you've got your bench, you've got your active Pokemon, you've got your treasure cards, you've got a discard pile. Similar thing for Magic. And with the Star Wars Unlimited, it's so you seem to have like loads of stuff. Like the table was quite chaotic, as it were. But I'm sure it makes sense to you when you actually know how to play the game. Southeast Michigan, so nearest store is outside of my town, is an hour either way, north or south. Jeez. Post-work guy, mate, there will be people who play in your area, I promise you, but they are probably like basement players or people similar to yourself that don't know anybody around them. So I was listening to a podcast with Van Heffelfinger from the Square Based show, which is a really good old world podcast. Got The Honest Wargamer and Van Heffelfinger, which is a chap from Canada. Anyway, they were talking with Mountain Miniatures, who's the guy from Mini Wargaming. And they were just talking about like that the majority of players appear to be like small friendship group players or basement players, as in like they'll only play with when they invite their mate over to their basement. They don't attend events, really, you know. It could be a social anxiety thing, or they're just too busy with life and kids. So if, you know, there's a couple of people like that, it's trying to find those people, you know? So you could be the guy. You could be the guy to organise, advertise and create your own community in the area, right? Like, I've done it before. Personally, I have literally started a gaming community around the shop that I worked in called Goblin Gaming. I started a community around that, and I was a big player in a community that I helped start in Winsford for a time. You know, that was when I was a kid growing up. So you have to like kind of start these things going, and it just takes one person with passion and enthusiasm to get the ball rolling. And it is hard, but you know, there will definitely be like-minded individuals. Right, what do we want to do next, chap? Oh yeah, that was it. We're going to do the straps. I'm just going to change to, this is now my like stippling brush. This Rosemary & Co. used to be a very popular brush for me, and I've battered it, and now it's a stippling brush. So this is now my other number 2 brush, which I use for like base coats and stuff. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of water in here. I've got some Morghast bone. I'm quite a big fan of Morghast bone, but I tend to use that as the base coat for like anything purity seals, bandages, anything like that, because it tends to have quite good coverage. So it's Morghast bone. I think Ushapti bone might actually be a darker bone colour. But like the way I've sort of like fallen in, because you all sort of pick up your own recipes on things, right? How I kind of like doing like bandages at the minute is utilising the Morghast bone and then highlighting it a little bit with Screaming Skull or Pale Sands, and then hitting it with a Skeleton Horde contrast paint over the top. But sometimes I thin it out, so it's like a thinner layer going down. But I just quite like how that looks, because like once you've highlighted it with the once you've got like the bone colour down and then you highlight it and then you put the contrast paint over it, it's kind of like done everything then in one go. You don't really have to do anything more to it. I have one work colleague who started hosting D&D after work on Fridays. Oh, that's nice. They go to a coffee for that directly after work, and it's people from the office. That's a really good idea, Montbloom. There you go. That's one way of doing it through your workplace. Like if you're struggling to find people to play it with or to do stuff with. Like getting a good D&D group is quite challenging sometimes, you know? Like I usually play D&D with my brother when like he's ran something. Oh, if anybody does want to see any of the Dungeons and Dragons content that I did do like last year or the year before with my brother and some mates, that is now only available to members on YouTube. So there is some membership exclusive content up there. But yeah, that was a really fun watch. So if you do want to rewatch those D&D games, like, you know, you're welcome to do so. A couple of hours of footage, good few hours of footage there. To enjoy at your convenience. Just took a mouthful of what I thought was beef gravy in my mouth without thinking it turns out it was Indian gravy. Just blew your head off. Vite just nearly killed himself with tasty foods. Is that one of those ones where you didn't smell it first? Because usually like you smell as you sort of drinking something, which helps with like the flavour and stuff, doesn't it? What do you guys think about me trying to do like an evening stream? So like trying to get back to doing maybe 2 streams a week instead of 1 stream a week on a Wednesday. And maybe trying to do Wednesday daytime, Thursday evening, something like that. Because this week, I'm just going to remind you all again, tomorrow I'm recording the next Painting Table podcast episode with Mini Matties and Brush Liquor. So 2 of your favourite streamers. And we're going to be talking about painting classes, improving your skills, and things like this. So if you want to join us for that one, you're more than welcome to do so. I will be streaming it on my Twitch. It will then go live to YouTube, hopefully the same night. Don't know how long it'll take to upload the bugger. Sometimes it takes a while, but that's going to be up. Evenings are generally quite quiet. Okay, couldn't get my words out. Evenings are usually quite quiet on Twitch. Not gonna lie, I'd love an evening stream. Selfish, but I'd be a ton of fun to get a watch a stream from you towards the end of a workday. Okay, mate. Well, that's some encouragement from two of my favourite peeps. So that's all I need. I mean, I get it. Like, the reason I haven't really done evening streams in the past is because I tend to try to hang out with the wife in the evenings, or like I've been doing a lot of cooking and sorting stuff and renovating the house and things, or I'll be gaming, you know, like I was doing a fair bit of gaming, so I'm trying to not do much gaming now just because I don't have the time anymore. I will do an occasional bit of gaming here and there, but if I tried to get back and do maybe Thursday evenings would be a good idea. Get back onto painting. That means I'm going to get some of these personal projects done, or maybe I can work on like display painting stuff on the evening slot. And then obviously we do the podcast recordings. We have got some cool guests lined up as well for some of them. We're only doing the podcast once a month at the minute just because we're both quite busy bees. Me around family life and running my business, and Mini Matties has got a really busy job at the minute where he's having to travel a lot and all that jazz. He's also been quite ill recently, so well, I think every month is a good time really. Podcasts are a lot of, just trying to organise everything and then get everybody together and all that shit. It can be a bit of a pain. I'm a fan of an evening stream to watch whilst you're cooking or painting. There you go. I've always kind of like shied away from doing an evening stream just because I feel like there's a lot of competition. Like there's a lot of other people painting as well. Like there's a lot of people with very established channels and things, but you know what? Don't see why we shouldn't do it. I used to do it an occasional evening stream back in the day anyway. And to be fair, it doesn't really matter at the minute with as long as like I've had my dinner. I mean, you know, I'll like sort dinner out and then, you know, make sure baby's okay, and then see if the wife will take baby for a bit, and then when I finish the stream maybe I'll take baby after that and she can have a rest. That's probably how we'll do it. Alright, we're getting there with these bandages. It's pretty much been like one coat done, but like there has been a few areas where I've needed to come in and do a second little coat just to make sure that that bone tone is coming through. Because once the Skeleton Horde contrast paint's over the top, you kind of lose, like it would kind of like start blending in, so I just want to make sure it's all tickety-boo. Get wife to do half of your streaming. I mean, she's not really into painting, but she does like playing Subnautica, so trouble is she struggles to talk while she's playing. She's one of those that like really concentrates while she's playing, which is very cute. But she absolutely loves the Subnautica, and she hasn't played it in a couple of weeks. I introduced her to Dave the Diver as well the other day, and she was enjoying Dave the Diver. Going back over this bit where I've missed some of the wood sections. Oh boy, Odin, the little grot, has gotten so much fun to interact with as he's grown up. Believe me when I say you're going to love this next year. I love that your son's name is Odin. Like, when I was trying to name my baby, I was suggesting all of these, like, Greek gods' names and all sorts of stuff, and the wife's like, no. I mean, I love the name that we've gone for. We've called my girl Amara. And that has like a meaning in Sanskrit, and mixed with my surname, it has like a really nice meaning. So we're like quite happy with that. And she also has like a little nickname in like a Malayalam nickname, which is like my wife's language, where what our parents speak and stuff. Malayalam's like South Indian. I tried to get my wife to agree to small Norse names for my son, since I am descendant in part from Danish Vikings who came to the UK. How did that go down? But that was an absolute struggle, mate. I think like what tones and stuff I'm going to do around some of these different bits here, because I've got like quite a few different colours to work with. We've got red, that turquoisey blue, we've got that corn red that I was using, and like a jade green. So I want to try and implement all those colours like around this chariot, make it like quite nice to look at. There's going to be quite a bit of gold going on as well. Like, for example, the scarabs I'm going to do in a jade. And I'm just trying to think if I'm going to like do like an alternating pattern along some of these bits. So probably like here, you can see that where the brush is there. I'm probably going to do some alternating patterns of like turquoise green, or turquoise red. I want to name him after the Bronte sisters instead. Push real hard for Titus Leandros from the OG Space Marine game. He was shot down, yeah. He's me thinking you just really love season 11 of Supernatural. I tried Irish names. Miss said no, but she W in the middle of the C-section when I suggested them. We tried to kill you, mate. Not the best timing, no. Oh man. In fact, that's probably like the worst timing that you could go for there, dude. You would have been in incredible pain. Right, let's what we'll do, I think I'm just going to put that skeleton horde over those bandages and then just see how things look, and then we're going to go till 3 o'clock now. I'm pushing through, chat. I'm pushing through. She may not notice as she was busy. Ooh. Sorry guys, I just sneezed. Right. So, let's get this wash down. I'm essentially using this as a wash. This is Skeleton Horde. Just on these little bits of bandages here. I just really like it as a stain. Like zoom in a little bit for you so you can probably see. Hey, focus. I'm trying to keep it on manual focus at the minute, just We'll be coming back into the bone as well. I'm not just going to leave it where it is. We're going to be re-adding in some of the Ushakti bone, but I'm going to be adding it in as like a wash, and we'll be doing some reverse highlighting. So like what we've done so far is just sort of stippling and setting the stage. I think it all looks very messy until it all comes together. First time we call him Little Bear. Little Bear, Chubba Chunk. I love that, Chubba Chunk. Mac Shitter. I'm surprised he ever responds to Odin. He will if I was there, I'd be like, Odin! It reminds me of that like Vikings film where they just shouted like Odin! They just like charged in. And like, witness me. Witness me. So, Deep Fried, are you going to try and attend the Triumph and Treachery game that I'm going to hold at GriffCon? I'm hoping to get maybe more than one Triumph and Treachery game in. I've definitely tried to organise one. So far, we've got Munchie, 6+ Save, Silver Moonlight, and myself and my mate Jack Edwards. So we've got 5 for the first game. Oh. Baby's awake. Every mini has that stage. I always get to the stage where I'm wondering what I'm even doing. Well, who am I? I haven't won the wife yet, but his first sippy cup will be a goat's horn. Handcrafted goat's horn sippy cup. I love it. If I have a grasp of the rules of a big enough army, then yes. However, I'll be borrowing my mate's Lizardman while I still in the game. Mate, for the Triumph and Treachery stuff, I'm doing 750 points. So I'll link you. I may have already linked it. If you look in the Discord, in Old World, I think. So this is my 750 points list that I'm going to take. Tomb prints on Chariot with I'm going to be running the Royal Host as from the Arcane Tomes. You get Royal Host. Gus the Hutt. Mate, I was going to come and raid you. I literally just asked Dirty if you were still going, because I'm going to call it around 3 o'clock. How you doing, brother? Welcome. Hello, Vanessa. How are you doing? Welcome, Bellfleur. How is it going? Gus, my babes. How's it going, dude? The wife just said that our baby has just woken herself with her farts. There you go, with a little toot. Welcome in, guys. It's my first stream back after about 5 weeks. I've been on parental leave, shall we say. I've just had our first child. I've had a little baby girl. And yeah, she is just amazing. I just love her to bits. I had a lot of sleep, but we're getting through. I'm doing great, mate. Doing great. Bit of a headache just because of like the whole lack of sleep thing. But I'm kind of enjoying just chilling and painting again. Like, it's been a while since I've just chilled and painted with you guys. I'm painting up my Tomb King. I'm doing a Tomb King on Chariot. This is my Bone Giant. So this is the guy, show you scale. This is the guy I 3D printed to be my Bone Giant. He's still actually not finished. I need to do the base and a couple of little tweaks. But this is the style I've gone for, is like a mummified undead, like mummified bone, mummified skin, with like everything's like oxidized, blackened, and I've gone for like a green sort of glow effect as well. So yeah, this is from a 3D print from One Page Rules. Same for this chariot. I do have the official skeletal dragon, but I'm not going to be playing with that for a while because I'm trying to do like a slow grow sort of thing, like build up my army painted. I want it all to be painted for each of my games, so I'm like trying to do that around other things. Ah, nice to hear you and the fam are well. Yeah, we're doing really well, mate. My wife's parents have just left, so I dropped those guys off at the airport yesterday. So today's the first day that we've not had like any help, and yeah, but like Andrew's mum basically cooked like so much food, so we've got so much like authentic. Is the color saturation on your face cam? Oh no, I'm not that red faced. I think something's gone wrong. Hang on. Nobody said anything, so I thought everything's fine. I've been trying to like use this Logi capture thing, so it might be something I've done. There we go. There's my pale pasty ass back again for you. There we go. That's what it's meant to look like. Hooray! That's better. Hi Gorse, how you doing, brother? Oh man, how's Tricks been anyway, dude? Stream Raiders, no, all fully uninstalled Stream Raiders. Food was excellent. Yeah, Scatman came over to my house and he got to meet my baby girl. I'll quickly show you guys a little picture on Discord. I have posted it up in announcements, but there she is, a little monkey. Picture's a little bit squashed because of Discord, but he's tiny. He's a little rascal. What am I looking for? He's a little cutie. It's in Discord. If you want to see the proper picture, you can jump in there and have a little look if you want. I've not posted up any other pictures yet. This is the website I wanted to show Deep Fried Johnny, if you're still in chat, mate. It's called Old World Builder. So if you search Old World Builder, it's like a really good website for building your army. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, what a cutie. Yeah. She is a little monkey. She is a little monkey. She takes after her dad. She does a lot of farting. She's very good at farting. So I'm quite proud of her on that front. I've got that one, but using New Recruit now so I can import it into Warhol. I don't know what either of those things are, mate. What is Warhol? Is that like a battle scribe type thing? Embarrassing my daughter already. I'm proud of my daughter, yeah. Hey, isn't it? It's my job. It is my job to embarrass my daughter. As her dad, it's my job to embarrass her. It's like TTS. I've sent you a DM about it already. Okay. Have you already sent me a DM about it? Oh, I mean, we could actually have a game over that if it's like TTS, because wait, can't remember. Mrs. G has not long got in. Yeah, no worries, mate. You have a great day. Thanks for bringing your fabulous community over to this neck of the woods, my dude. And hopefully we'll have a catch up soon. Lots of love to you all. It is Whip Wednesday, guys. So if you want to post up any of your whips, you're more than welcome to do so. Post them up into the Discord. Just type !Discord to bring that bad boy up. Let's see if my commands are working, actually. That's a thought. I probably need to go into Streamlabs. Yeah. Okay, let me just quickly sort that. Because I haven't streamed for like 5 weeks, I think I have to keep logging into Streamlabs and make sure that everything's connected. Yeah, you have to like authorize your Twitch account with Streamlabs. And then turn the bots on. I can't remember how to do any of this. Cloudbot, turn on. There you go. Thinking of it. Let's see if any of that's working now. Get planning the embarrassments. Got 2 sons. Is it? Well, it's your job as the mother to embarrass the son, right? And it's the other way around for dads. Can't believe he's 6 already. Wow. Okay, for some reason the Discord thing isn't working. I think it's. You should all be trying to embarrass each other at all times. Sorry, chat. I'm just trying to get the link sorted. I don't know what's going on with the bot stuff. There you go. So there's the link to the Squid Discord. More than welcome to post any whips and pics and whatnot up in there as much as you'd like. Our youngest will turn 7 in June. My God, like 3 weeks has already gone in the blink of an eye for me, and I really understand what you guys are saying, like about how time flies so quickly. Like, I'm not going to stress out about it, but I'm just going to try and spend as much time with baby, like, as I can, and be a very present dad. That's kind of like going to be my mantra, shall we say. I want to be as present as I can be. Goes far too fast. Like, honestly, I feel like I've fallen asleep and woken up, and here I am. like, luckily my wife's been able to get a nice bit of sleep, like before the stream and stuff, and then hopefully she's had a bit of sleep now. Like, I'll finish up the stream soon and just help, like, tidy up a little bit, and I'll take the shift and let her rest or whatever she wants to do. Wait another few weeks. What's going to happen in a few weeks? I heard things get a bit easier. Well, things get different rather than easier. You have different challenges. I haven't set up my my chest strap papoose thing yet either, because we were talking. I think it was talking with Vanessa and Esme about this, and Deep Fried Johnny last time, and Vite as well was saying about it. Of getting like a papoose thing to strap it to my chest so I can do carry on with painting when it's my shift. But instead, I think what I'm going to do is, I was talking about this before, I'm going to set up like a portable painting station, so like a lap tray, and then I can keep that downstairs. So whenever like I've got it settled and whatnot, I can just like pop it down and then grab the portable painting tray, paint some skeletons or something, and then I can come back to it, you know. Different, not easier. Yeah, baby harnesses are the way forward. Can I build a chariot and get them to pull us along on the chariot? I think you probably need quite a few kids to do that. As soon as you think you got it down, they get a growth spurt, and then something crazy happens. I think she's had a little growth spurt already, you know, because like she does definitely seem bigger already, and it's kind of like, what? Like she's not fitting into her like newborn stuff already. But like thankfully we were given an absolute ton of stuff from people. Like we've had a very generous like we've got a very generous family that sorted us out with like, you know, stuff from their kids that they're not using anymore, or like gifts from the baby shower and like things like this. So we've got plenty of clothes, and luckily like we asked for like a good mix of stuff, so people have given us a range of sizes, you know. So we're kind of like sorted on that front for now. You just wait until she will get to 5 or 6 months and be sleeping great, then sleep regression hits and it feels like you're back at square one. Oh god. 5 months was the key period for us when he finally turned on his side and stopped keeping himself up with gas. I discovered, like, I've been watching a lot of like videos on like how to gas the baby and stuff like this, and I saw this one last night that I tried out, which is like sort of like sit with your legs like up in a triangle and place the baby like, hey Minty, how you doing, bruv? Place the baby like head down, head between your knees, and so the bum is like facing you, and like try and get them into like a squat position and then out of a squat position with their feet. And like apparently that's been really good. I tried that last night and it actually worked quite well for like helping her like trump and stuff, fart and things. How you doing, Minty? Just saw you playing some Fallout Shelter, brother. I think I've just downloaded Fallout 76, and I feel like I may organise a little Fallout 76 session if anybody in chat would like to play some Fallout 76. I might have like a little gaming session with you guys on that from time to time. Can't promise when I'll be able to do it much, but I'll try and play some when I can. I just felt like playing something a bit more cash. Not really been able to game at all for 3 weeks now. And obviously we're all really into Fallout at the minute because of the new series. I'm only up to episode 3, but I've really enjoyed it so far. Bum facing you sounds like an accident waiting to happen, yeah? Like, I don't know what it is, but every time I pick her up, like, she tends to fart. But I tend to get given baby when wife needs her to be gassed. So maybe it's like a habitual thing where she can relax when like if I pick her up, she just relaxes and she just farts. I'm good, brother. I play Shelter AFK when I'm working. Also just picked up 76, so I'm down for that. Hell yeah, man. Let's do it. Also, were you just describing Dutch ovening yourself with the baby's farts? Yep. That's essentially it, mate. Oh, man. Maybe she sees it as an opportunity to get revenge for the embarrassment. Yeah. That's a fair point. Kids found it easy to be burped on my chest than their mothers. Maybe it's body shape related. Yeah, it could be. It could also be like when they're on mother, they're like stimulated to feed, right? Because the smell and everything. They pick up on the mum smell, the milk, all that sort of stuff. And then when they're on dad doesn't smell of milk, I guess, unless you've been using milk. I don't know where I'm going with that, but well, unless you get covered in it or something. Did any of you actually try the milk? Because, like, my wife tried it. I didn't try it. I don't know. I just feel a bit weird about the whole thing, but like, taste it. I've not tasted it. I'd be trying it immediately, Minty. Apparently people pay good money for it. It's like, if you want to produce extra, you apparently can get like $1 per ounce. But the baby's drinking it as fast as we're making it at the minute. Like, I think we do. Sometimes we're able to like store it. But I mean, breastfeeding's been a journey. You know, I'm talking quite plainly with you guys because you all know. But it's been quite a difficult one at times for the wife, and I've been with her to a lot of like the classes and stuff that she's been to and things, so I kind of like know what's going on. It's really hard, man. Like, they go through a lot of pain with it, and really fucking painful thing. My wife had like some blockage, which has nearly fully cleared. But luckily, we've avoided mastitis, which is like where you get an infection from like the blocked milk, which is apparently really excruciatingly painful. So I'm really like blessed that we've not had to deal with that. Breast milk is popular in the fitness world. Okay, that's why it's become so expensive. Interesting. Probably because it's like super high protein and humans can actually digest it. They're a good patches for the sores. Yeah. Lucky wife missed out on mastitis. Yeah. I mean, we've been so close on a couple of occasions so I'm not going to jinx it, but I feel like we did everything that we could, and like what the expert that we saw said was like the little bits of interventions that we did, like just about managing to pump and things like this, is what kept her not getting mastitis. So I'm really proud of my wife for dealing with that. She's done such a good job. I like persevering through it as well, because it's just agony. I like having to do that in the middle of the night, you know, at like 4 or 3 in the morning. when you've had no sleep for days, and then having to try and like either breastfeed or like pump when your boobs like really sore or your nipples cracked. Yeah, it's another level of respect, right? You just stopped asking at 3.5. Especially the more you get away from birth, the milk is less nutritious. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Because like the colostrum is what they call it when it's first comes out. It's very, very fatty and very thick and dense with nutrients. But yeah. Anyway, chat, this is my life at the minute, so we'll just be talking about these things as we go. This is my life now. No, I'm really, really glad that I've took the time and my wife was able to let me do some painting with you guys this afternoon. It does mean a lot. It's been nice to just do something normal again for a bit, you know? Yeah, I think I'm going to sort out that sort of tactical painting tray, as I'll call it. And I'll just like put my skeleton warriors on it. And a couple of paints. Got a spare wet palette. Just stick that down there. And then whenever I'm downstairs doing stuff, and I've got a second, I'll just pick it up and try and do that instead of like going on my phone. Because like I think you're very tempted when you're tired and you're looking after the baby is to just like sit on your phone and scroll Instagram when you've got a second. So I'm gonna try and not do that. I know it's been hard because I've been playing playing this game on my phone called Slay the Spire. I don't know if you've heard of that. I originally thought it was a Steam game, but I found it on the Google Play Store. It's really fucking good. You can get it on Steam as well, yeah. It works really well on mobile. We've been playing that while we've been like chilling. But I want to be painting. That's the thing. Head in AFK, mate. No worries. See you soon. See you soon, Scat. All the best. Colostrum is amazing stuff, full of nutrients, antibodies, caloric content off the charts. You had thrush and that hurt so bad. Bless you. Go up a little bit. I had a lot of issues with breastfeeding my first time around. Couldn't get the eldest to latch. So yeah, it's so hard, man. It's so hard to get them to latch. Switch the bottle was super easy. That's my youngest. Couldn't get him to take the bottle. Huh. It's so weird, isn't it? Like how unique that each of them are. Like, I think that's the plan, Vanessa. Yeah, I don't want to have the kid in this room like at all because this room, like, I have renovated the house recently, but like, I haven't had a chance to change the hobby room. This is like my office, like the hobby room. There's fucking 3D printed shit everywhere. Like you guys only see like what's in front of you here, but like I've got bits of stuff everywhere, you know. So this isn't an appropriate place for a kid. So I think the next job is to probably like gut this room out and turn it into some sort of streamer den and make it look semi-decent, you know. Make it a bit more appropriate, but yeah, that's why I'm definitely after like the tactical painting desk. Might try and see if I can order like a bigger sort of lat tray online that I can fit more stuff on, because I do have one which we have for like eating your tea while you're watching the TV, you know. Got one of those. But it's not really good enough for painting. Like if I'm gonna like be painting infantry or whatever, you tend to do like a back paint process, don't you? So you've got multiple models on at the same time. Thrush is a monster to get under control, goodness me, yeah. You could be using that time to make YouTube videos, yeah. I haven't made any, mate, I've got so many YouTube videos to edit. That's true. I've got loads of stuff filmed I've just been sat on. For those of you who just joined us as well, I'm filming the next Painting Table podcast tomorrow night. Myself and Mini Matties will be live, and we've invited Brush Liquor to join us on this month's podcast. Trying to do like one each month, and this month's topic is going to be painting classes. We're going to be talking about our experiences attending painting classes, what it's been like teaching, what we've learned, a couple of tips and tricks for you guys, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, tune in tomorrow night. I'll be streaming it on Twitch, and then it will be going live to YouTube. So if you do miss this stream, you will be able to catch it on YouTube, as I'm going to upload it directly to there. If you haven't watched the first episode that we did, it was really good. We had the Dueling Brushmen as the guest, and we were talking about how to start a display paint, display painting, getting into display painting. Like a really informative conversation. We have hobby areas too. We know pink lights and cube storage shelves. Time to get that computer out and edit. Yeah. I've got to be in here though. All the stuff's in here to edit. I don't have like a laptop that I can edit on. Before I do, yeah, I'll have a think about that. I do have my wife's laptop. I don't know if I can edit on that one because it requires decent sort of processing power. I'll be honest as well, Vanessa, I don't know about you because you've been doing some YouTube videos recently as well, but I actually I struggle with editing. I do struggle with it. I don't know if it's like the motivation to do it, or it just feels like a really big chore, you know? I don't know, mate. Like every time I try and do it, I just like I get distracted easily. Like my heart's not in it, you know, when I'm editing sometimes. I mean, when I did that painting tutorial on Carlac, I actually really enjoyed that one. I did get quite into the process on that one, but I've not been able to get back into that sort of zone. It might just be because I've had a lot on, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm going to try and keep things a bit more simple. Like this podcast, I don't really need to edit. I can literally just slop it back up onto YouTube. Well, I shouldn't need to edit it anyway. I might have to like adjust a few audio levels and stuff, but shouldn't be too difficult. Just finding the time, yeah. My kid plays next to me and you edit. There you go. So you're getting something constructive done. Your kids at a good age now that they can sort of like do stuff by themselves a bit more, you know. They can like they're able to like play by themselves and entertain themselves a little bit more. Very independent. You're quite lucky on that one then. Tell me on. Oh god, it's 3 o'clock. Okay, I said I'd wrap up about 3 o'clock, chat, so just get this little base coat down here, and then we've made a reasonable progress on these guys. Like, the paint scheme I've gone for with these is very messy until it all starts coming together, so with all the stippling and everything. But I've definitely enjoyed having a nice little first stream back. I just want to do a big shout out to Esmeralda and to Gus the Hut. I'm going to just do a quick shout out for those guys. Shout out. Oh, it's the other way around. Esmeralda underscore. There you go. If you're not already following Esme, please do so. She streams 3 times a week. Really fun streamer to watch. And of course, Gus the Hut as well. I don't think I can do back-to-back shout-outs, but I'll just do tag. Can I just tag him? Gus the Hut. There you go. If you want to drop those guys some follows, like, that'd be really appreciated. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, please jump onto Twitch and give these guys a follow as well. I promise you'll have a good time. They're really fun to watch, both of them. They're really good people, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them both as well. We're going to be going to I'm going to try my best to get down to GriffCon this year, which is in Essex. So if you're knocking about around that time of the year and you've not got a ticket yet, please try and get one. Then we can hang out and do some stuff. I'm hopefully going to try and play some Warhammer Fantasy Battle with my Tomb Kings. Maybe he's awake now, so that's some good timing because I'm going to go and help downstairs. So lots of love to you all, chat. So thank you so much once again for the support. Like, I've been away for 5 weeks and it feels like I've not been away at all, so thank you so much to absolutely everybody. I'm just going to see who is currently alive, and then we'll pick somebody and just give them a cheeky little raid. Okay, who do we know? I think we know Cervantes, so I think I've raided Cervantes before. Grumpy Crane Studios, Jimmy the Brush. Jimmy the Brush is actually playing Fallout 4. Okay, sorry guys, I'm going to send you over to Jimmy the Brush because I like Jimmy, he's awesome. And he's playing Fallout 4 because it's so topical right now. So big love to you all. I'll send you over that way. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. GMT for the podcast. All right, I'll catch you later.